Hey friends, so I'm headed into work. It is 7 o'clock. I have a meeting from 7:30 to 8:15 this morning, so I'm gonna go ahead and get in there and get to my meeting and get set up. It looks like there was some errors on our roster, so it's going to be a very interesting day, and I'm not too excited about it because I needed to come back home and teach from home today, and it's looking like that's not gonna happen. So I'm worried. So I'm gonna go ahead and get in, see what's going on, and I will check in with you guys in a little while. Hi guys. So we're halfway, well, we're through our morning right now, and I just had to go down and visit with my principal. I actually have to work from home this afternoon because my husband had a meeting. So I'm actually gonna head out. So I apologize that today I'm not showing you very much. There's been a lot of chaos today because they had to update our lists last night. So there's been quite a bit of changes and chaos. So right now I'm just getting ready, packing up and getting all my testing materials, all my stuff for this afternoon. Reading today we haven't even done yet because it took me so long. I was trying to get a couple kids tested this morning, DSA'd. And I'll break some of those down for you tomorrow or Friday during some of our breaks or whatever, but it's going well today. The technology hasn't been much of an issue. We had a little bit of slow Wi-Fi this morning, but a storm was rolling through, so that's kind of normal. Tomorrow I'm going to set up the room, make sure everything's ready to go. I'm waiting on maintenance so that I can get this cord out of here, and I'm still waiting on my technology. So that's where we are at, and I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna head home. If I can video at home, I'll show you some stuff. If not, I will just check in with you on tomorrow. I did want to ask you before I go, and you obviously won't see this video till Friday evening, but since we go to Disney a lot, I didn't know if anybody cared about like me doing like Teacher's Day at Disney or, you know, anything like that. I have a couple teacher friends that have Disney passes and we go quite often. So I didn't know if I should film any of that. Let me know in the comment section if you care to see a day at Disney or anything like that. I mean, obviously it doesn't have anything to do with teaching. It's just, you know, our days off. So anyway, we're headed to Epcot tonight, and so I will see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, friends. Happy Thursday. It is going to be a very long day. It is the day before students come back. I'm just kind of sitting here waiting for my car to defrost. Sorry about that noise. So yeah, our students come back tomorrow. I'm going to head on into work, get stuff started for today. I'll show you what I'm doing today. I'm sorry I didn't film very much yesterday. I told you I was only going to be there for like an hour and a half in the morning before I had to pop home because my husband had work meetings yesterday. And I'm not leaving my kids home by themselves, especially to do school, because it wouldn't have happened. So it was pure and total chaos in my house when I got home. He had to rush out the door as soon as I walked in the door. And then I had to sit down and I had to sign on to class immediately. I had to run off, like stop my class. I did a video with them, and then I ran and made sure my little one was on class. I had to stop and make my middle child lunch. So that was pure and total chaos yesterday when I got home. So I will he just has to interrupt the video. So I will check in with you guys when I get to school. Last night we got to go to Disney. We did Epcot last night. It was so wonderful, y'all, to be back in Disney. It was so empty. I was blown away. The way that they had, glasses are crooked, the way that they had it set up for families to feel safe, it was top notch. I mean, Disney did it right. We've been to Universal since they've opened, my husband and I, and it was a giant cluster. They don't have a reservation system, so they had a ton of people in the park. You felt overwhelmed. Even though they had the lines and the spacing, people didn't respect it. There was a lot of people that would just take off their mask in line. even though we were spread out, they would just be taking off their mask. A park worker at Universal would tell them, hey, you need to put your mask on, and they would not do it, and there was no consequences. So that was very frustrating. Disney, however, was not like that. It was incredible. We walked right on every ride that we did. There's not very many rides at Epcot. There's a ride called Mission Space, Test Track, of course, the big ball, which is Spaceship Earth. So there's Spaceship Earth, Mission Space. There's a ride called Test Track. That's my boy's favorite. We had to ride it like 4 times. There's the Frozen Ever After ride. There's a ride called Soarin', which is my personal favorite. There's the Figment ride, Finding Nemo. There's a ride called Living with the Land. And we rode every single one of them, and we walked right on every single one of them. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. And we enjoyed the Food and Wine Festival. They've started putting out food and wine items instead of just flower and garden. They've kind of had this weird transition period. So they've started that. I enjoyed way too many little treats from around the world. I enjoyed my mommy drink. So we just stopped and we took in the park, and we were able to enjoy the flowers and the scenery and just Epcot. We were able to enjoy the countries. That's my son, my middle child. He loves the countries at Epcot. We were just able to, enjoy it instead of feeling like there were so many people. I really hope they keep the reservation system. I know that they're probably losing lots of money by doing it this way, but it made the park so much nicer and so much more enjoyable than this time normally. Normally this time of year, the park would be packed with summer visitors. That's why we usually don't go in the summer. It's hot. Yesterday, when we got there, it was cloudy. It had just finished raining, which here in Florida, it doesn't rain and cool things off. It rains and makes things worse. So it was cloudy and had just finished raining. It was still steamy, kind of hot, but everything was just so smooth yesterday. It was so nice. We can't wait to go back. We're supposed to go back not this weekend, but next weekend. We're going to Magic Kingdom, and I'm going to be through the roof on that one. We go back to Magic Kingdom on August 30th, and we will spend sun up to sundown there. I'm so excited. So I am set up. I'll show you what I'm doing today. I'm actually sending out emails to families because they changed our rosters Tuesday. They put them in the system. It began to update things yesterday, and now it is official. Our old students are off our rosters. They can't see our class. So I'm sending out emails to let them know what's going on and inviting them to come to class today if they would like, or if they would like to join their new teacher in their classroom. That's perfectly fine with me. I'm so sad. No, I have grown to love some of these kids, and I'm losing. I haven't met 3 of the kids that are on. No, that's not true. I haven't met 2 of them that were on my list that got moved because they weren't able to come. One of my little friends, she's come twice, and she seems precious. She has not talked very much, but she seems precious, but she's getting moved because they're doing online only, and my online only side was full. So they had to move quite a few of my online only kiddos to another teacher that was online only. And I've two of my little babies. Oh my gosh, I'm so sad that they're leaving. All of my kids, I'm sad that I've grown to know them and love them, but I'm losing 2 that are going to another room. I'm losing more than that, but I'm losing 2 that have shown up that are going to another room. But, it's the nature of this year's beast, and I'm sad. I'm excited about my new friends, y'all, though. These kids, they're so cute. They're so precious. I know a lot of the kindergartners, because my son was in pre-K last year. So I would go down to the kindergarten pre-K area a lot. I'm real good friends with a couple of the kindergarten teachers, so I would hang out, and go visit the kids in their rooms and kind of mess around and joke with them about when they get to come to first grade. So I know quite a few of the little kindergartners. And plus my after school duty last year was car duty. So I was in the kindergarten first grade hallway doing car duty. So I got to you know, enjoy the kiddos. I got to give out little Skittles, and we won't be doing that this year. I don't know what, maybe I can give out like little prepackaged treats that I haven't touched, or maybe I can give them like little Skittles with a glove. Maybe that would be okay. We won't be doing our duties the same this year, but you know, as far as like, we would give them like a little Skittle at the end of the day as they would go home, just as a we love you treat. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, like what we could do, because we won't be doing car duty the same. Usually in car duty, we have to keep them semi-quiet, as quiet as possible, so that when they called the cars, we could hear the students' names on the walkie-talkies, but we'll probably have to stay in our rooms to dismiss car duty. I don't know, I guess we'll find that out today. Tomorrow is going to be crazy, y'all. We don't have any procedures in place. We don't have anything, like as far as teachers. Like we have our own procedures in place, but like for teacher rules, we got to find that out today. So I'm just emailing and messaging my wonderful families and letting them know that I'm sad that they're leaving, but that I know they're going to love their new teacher, and they're doing what's best for their family by staying home and staying in that environment. So and then I'm sending out new messages. So I will check back in with you guys in just a minute. Plan for today. We're doing vocabulary with our story Be Kind. Since I'm probably gonna have a bunch of new students, I'm gonna really thoroughly read that story. I may even play like the video of it. And we're gonna do our vocabulary. We're gonna talk about context clues and what that looks like. We're just gonna do this chart together today. Phonics is our Haggerty, and we're gonna use the Big Bear website. I will link that website down below. I don't remember if I did it the other day. Then we'll have our break. Then we'll have writing. I'm going to use the book Squiggly Story, I think. Either that or pull a book out of my closet if I can find the one I'm thinking of. We're talking about, and I have on here what to do when you're stuck, but that's going to be like my mini lesson, but we're going to talk about how our picture was such a great plan, and now we can use this plan to write sentences and, you know, tell the story from our picture. So that's actually the lesson. This afternoon, we're going to begin 3D shapes. We're going to do a Jack Hartman. We have some PowerPoints that really do a good job introducing it, and we're going to do a chart together. And then today we're going to do our weekly reader, week 2, and we'll probably have a little extra time, but I imagine that we're going to get stuck with a lot of technology issues today with all these new kids. So, and then tomorrow's gonna be even worse. So I'm going to be flexible, and I'm not going to stress, even though I'm stressed, because it's going to make my ulcer flare up. So I'm just going to try it. So I have my new kids. I have to call. I changed my picture on my, isn't he cute? I changed my picture on my Teams. So I've got my Teams ready to go. And I have to call a couple parents this morning. So I'll check in with you guys in a minute. She put on her art smock and didn't look at anyone. Say that word, smock. Okay? She put on her art smock and didn't look at anyone. So think about that sentence. What do you think that word means? Just think about that sentence. I don't want you to unmute. I just want you to think. Think in your head. I know you can't see me. Let me turn my other camera on so you can see me now. Now, there I am. Think in your head. She put on her smock and didn't look at anyone. So she put on her smock. That gives me a clue, doesn't it? Does that give you a clue? She put on, me just saying that? That tells me that she's going to wear it. right? She's wearing a smock. So I'm going to pull up the picture. Let me share. I want to pull up the picture so that you can see it in the picture. There's our picture. Okay. I see Tanisha. Here she is. She's got something on over her dress and her spill, right? Look at all the other kids. It looks like they're taking something off the little hooks here. They've got like little vests and big time shirts and all that. So now that I look at the picture, I'm using the clues from the picture and I'm using the clues from the story, and I know that it means it is a light piece of clothing worn over my regular clothes to protect them. What do you think a smock is? She put on her art smock. What do you think that means? I'm looking at the picture, so I'm using all of these clues, and I'm using the clues of the definition. What do you think it means? Okay, I'm seeing lots of people kind of going, okay. That's tricky, isn't it? This is what first graders do. First graders have to start figuring out what words mean. You have to think about your story and you have to think about what words mean. So Elizabeth, what do you think? What do you think that means?
I think an art smock means that you wear it on art.
Yeah, so it's maybe something that you wear to art to protect your clothes. What are some things that you do in art? Do you paint?
Yes.
Yeah, and do you use like markers and clay and things like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so do we want to get our regular clothes dirty when we go to art?
No.
No, so a smock is exactly that, Elizabeth. Good job. So it's something that she wears over her clothes. Okay? So something that she wears over her clothes to protect her clothes, right? So a smock is something that we wear over our clothes to protect them in case we get dirty. Okay?